An area that had been, in essence, overlooked, unrecognized, was the area of those who contributed in some significant way, sort of, if you will, above and beyond the call of duty, to preserving or recreating this wonderful era of World War I aviation. This Hall of Fame is a repository for people such as those who have made this contribution. People like Carl Swanson. Carl Swanson, here's a man who over the years has built 16 or 17 of these aircraft, and as we speak today is building some airplanes.
Actually, I build the planes for my own pleasure, really, because it's what I like to do. And each time I finish one in my shop, what am I going to do? I don't have room for the next one, so the first offer gets it. Let somebody else, you know, airplanes aren't practical. You just worry about them. You have to rent hangars, push them in and out of the hangars. I'm just too lazy for that. So I do appreciate this honor, and I'm very thankful to receive it. And I guess that's enough.
Cole Palin is probably one of the most recognized names in this particular field. Cole made it possible for all of us that followed it on his footsteps. He was a real pioneer in Old Rhinebeck, New York, and putting his museum together and flying and entertaining thousands and thousands of people over the years.
I have to tell you that many years ago, I had a dinner at Oshkosh with another Frank who had a similar dream. He knew that I was beginning a collection of World War I airplanes, and of course, that Frank we're talking about is the great Frank Tallman. But after an hour or so, Frank and I went over all the problems which we really thought were insurmountable. And I know now that Frank is probably watching this and thoroughly enjoying it and seeing the fulfillment of not only your dreams, but his dreams. And I want to thank you all and all you flyers here, because really Frank Tallman and I certainly didn't think it could happen. But miracles do happen, and you all brought it around. So thank you very much.
As I looked around and I met many of these people who I'd only heard their names over the years, I realized that it was a unique fraternity of eccentrics. And I readily admit myself to this group, if you will.
I took personal satisfaction in booting their butt out the door with a refund and advising them, please don't ever come back.
Being married to the biggest male chauvinist in the world. Honey, I'm the first woman.
Aviation, as we have been talking about it and working with it over the years, is a dream. Without the dream, we wouldn't be doing it. It was a dream when Daedalus flew from Crete. It was a dream when Adair tried to fly. It was a dream when Langley tried to fly. It was a dream when Whitehead tried to fly, when the Wrights did fly. It was a dream in World War I until it became more serious. It was a dream when Robert J. Hogan wrote G8 in his Battle Aces and invented an airfield at Le Bourget when amazing things happened. It's a dream today, and we can survive because there are people who will support the dream with interest and enthusiasm and care.
Anna von Streich and Arthur Bishop. Anna is Manfred von Richthofen's niece, and Arthur is Billy Bishop's son.
The people all we met were so friendly to us, and it was just like a holiday down here. And we enjoy the flying, of course. Thank you very much.
I must say that I've never seen anything as moving as the show I witnessed today. Now, I'm not only talking about the flying, about the enactment, about the beautiful aircraft, but I do know that behind all that are all kinds of people and all kinds of organization that have gone into this, and those are the people that I would like to congratulate because I can react with you. What Otto forgot to say was that he was shot down by my father but survived. And when we checked in at American Airlines in Toronto yesterday, I said to the girl on the desk, I said, now, I don't know why, if my father had ever met him, why he would want to shoot Otto down. I don't think anybody would want to shoot Otto down. But I said, I'm not going to take any chances. I want to make sure he's sitting in front of me, not behind me.
The one for me.
What
you
do
want
I-
to shoot me?
I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah, you. Oh,
I'm on your side. I'm
Yeah,
flying
I
this
know.
one. Huh?
yeah, I have a fight with you.
No, you go fight with Art Seligman. Otto Rusin came from, actually originated in Germany and flew with the Germans in the war. He later immigrated to Canada, where he now lives near Toronto. And Otto flew a Rumpler and was shot down by Billy Bishop, who was the top Canadian ace.
And held his hands up to show that Otto was flying the airplane.
A DH-4 being chased by a couple of Fokkers. Looks like that sun that the weatherman said was going to burn away in the fog this morning and finally come out. And
You did so good. No, you flew. No. Yes, you flew all over. Okay. Oh, you did wonderfully. Wonderful.
Otto tells some marvelous stories about Ernst Udet. To hear him recounting these stories is really an international treasure, because it's something that's going to be missing from us very, very soon. Even though World War I pilots didn't engage in a lot of elaborate aerobatics, it's great fun to compare the characteristics of all of our different planes in mock dogfights. We filmed this simple sequence between our Sopwith Pup and our Focke DR-1 about 30 times, alternating first from the front and then from the rear of each aircraft. Actually, the Pup holds its own pretty well against the DR-1. The camera was mounted alongside the gun rather than being aimed directly at through the gun sight. As you can see, despite a fast, steep turn, Joe could easily shoot me down because of the Focke's tighter turn radius. But the Pup has one of the tightest loops I've ever flown in any airplane. We'll do that again, only this time looking back over my shoulder. I used a mirror to keep the tripe in view throughout the first half of the loop. Of course, if a real enemy started a loop, you wouldn't wait for him to end up on your tail. You'd brake left or right and do a crop duster type turn and catch him on the down line, but this was easier and a lot more fun to film. Besides, the DR-1 does a pretty fair loop of its own. During the event, we also invited a lot of antique, and not just antique, because I guess most states antique's 25 years old. I'm talking about real antiques. I'm talking about something that was built prior to 1919. Those vehicles came to the event, paraded each day down the runway. It was really neat to see all of these automobiles start up and run under their own power, especially when you looked up and here was Glenn Messer, an original World War I pilot, riding along in one of these old automobiles, and see Art Seligman or Otto Rusen or Anna von Streich. I mean, it was really a neat thing, and to have those included. So they were a major part of setting the stage and the let's say the atmosphere of being of that era.
It's hard to imagine the Albatross was designed only 13 short years after the Wright brothers' first flight.